How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Wet Newspaper here. So, this is just something that I just cannot understand whatsoever. Like, the fact that apparently there's just a whole bunch of these scenarios where there's just like, just various punishments that don't seem to actually fit the crime whatsoever. There's a lot of these instances that you can pretty much find everywhere. You can probably find several news articles recently of just people receiving punishments that don't exactly fit the crime, whether it's a very light punishment for something extremely disgusting, or if it's a harsh punishment for something that's basically just like, it's barely anything. And today we're talking about one of those in the second category, because apparently a 12-year-old is now, possibly facing the possibility of being arrested just because he missed 90 minutes total of Zoom classes over the course of, I think it says like 10 months or something like that. 10 months of school, and he only missed 90 minutes of it. And apparently they're considering just like, going like, yeah, let's just throw him up, throw away the key, let's just do it, put him in the slammer. I don't even understand it. So, yeah, I found a news article about it. The only reason why I'm not gonna go through the actual news broadcasting of it is because, oh my god, you can look it up for yourself. For some unknown reason, the organization that decided to upload it, they don't know how to equalize their audio, so it's all in the left ear, and I'm not going to suffer through that. So let's just take a look at the article. Let's just take a look at an article about it, shall we? Let's just take a look at this. Parents of a 7th grade boy received a letter from his school in Lafayette, California, warning of possible truancy charges if he missed any more virtual class sessions. Out of the blue, we got this letter, Mark Mastro, of the boy's father, told the East Bay Times. It said, "My son had missed classes," and at the bottom, it referenced a state law which said truants can go to jail for missing 90 minutes of class. I don't know what dumbass decided to sign that one into law. Oh, you missed 90 minutes of class over the course of 10 months of school? Yeah, you're getting the book thrown at you. F you, kid. I don't even completely and totally understand it. And apparently from my research, it said that, if he misses it without a valid reason, then, that's why he could get thrown in. I mean, I don't even know what would count as a valid reason. I don't understand what would count as a valid reason. What is a valid reason? Sometimes there are reasons why you can't make it to certain, Zoom classes, and sometimes those reasons just cannot be disclosed. Sometimes you don't have the chance to disclose them. Like, he could have just slept in and missed those classes. He could have just forgotten that there was a Zoom class in the first place. There's multitudes of different factors, but apparently since, this law was passed by someone that probably doesn't even know what a computer is, clearly it makes sense to just throw the book at them just because, there could be possible reasons as to why he could have missed it that are completely valid. Like, another one could just be his computer might have been acting up, and that's why his Zoom wasn't working. Like, there's so many different factors. Computers aren't perfect machines. Sometimes they can screw up. Sometimes you can just oversleep. Multitudes of different factors, but again, they don't seem to realize that one. Mastrov assumed the school had sent in an error, so he called the school. He was shocked to learn that the authorities meant business. The law says any kid who misses 3 full days of school or is tardy for a 30-minute class period on 3 separate occasions can face jail time. Okay, so basically, there's like 2 different ends to this one. If you just miss like 3 classes, like even in an online school you can get jail time, or if you straight up just skip school altogether. I really think that they should probably be more concerned over that, over the former option. But of course, let's not worry about the ones that are actively skipping the entire school day. Now let's just throw the book at these kids that are just missing 90 minutes of class. The policy was obviously intended to cover unexcused absences for in-person education, but the district apparently intends to apply it to virtual education as well, which is a very stupid idea considering that virtual education is a whole different... Every time! But it's just a very stupid thing to try and apply, virtual education and equate that to in-person education, because virtual education is completely and totally different sphere, okay? It's completely and totally different realm, because many more things can possibly go wrong, because it's being used on a computer. Computers are not, perfect. They can break down, they can crash, programs on it can crash, programs on it can just not work for some reason. Sometimes you have to restart the entire thing because the computer has an update. There's multitudes of different factors where this just can't really apply properly because it just wouldn't make sense to apply it the same way as like an in-person education kind of thing. But apparently they don't seem to realize that. Apparently, you know, it just... My brain hurts trying to come up with any kind of reason as to why they would think that this is a good idea. Mastrov contends that his son didn't miss his classes, but simply logged on after his teacher had already taken attendance. Why didn't I even think of that? That is another good reason as to why that could have happened. Like, and I'm fairly certain that if they're using some sort of, like, program, like, you know, my school, I'm doing the online thing because, you know, the virus and whatnot, you know, I'm doing the online thing for my school, and they have their own ways of checking attendance without having to do a Zoom meeting. So, you know, assuming that they're using a similar program to us, and they have their other ways of checking attendance, why don't they use those to, you know, check whether or not he was actually present for his classes, and not just judge it by the fact that he wasn't at a Zoom meeting for direct attendance? Who passed this law in their infinite wisdom? Who in their right mind could do that? Man, this man is asking the questions of the century right here. This is what I'm asking here. What, like, glowing brain genius decided to pass this law? Who thought that this was a good idea? Virtual learning is a deeply frustrating experience for many families, and schools should be maximally patient with students and their parents. Unfortunately, education officials around the country have been making life unnecessarily difficult for students who don't sign into their classes on time. Some places have even required teachers to perform virtual wellness checks and to call the cops on parents if their kids seem checked out during class. I think that's a bit too far. I think any, like, district or state that requires that probably needs to reevaluate their decisions. One kid got in trouble because his camera caught a glimpse of a toy gun, as though that's comparable to bringing an actual weapon to a physical school. Okay, this world is falling apart. Like, even if it was a real gun, what is he gonna f***ing do? What is he gonna do? Point it at it, and somehow the bullet is gonna transcend through the monitor and, like, shoot someone? Like, is that how they think it's gonna work? Like, I don't understand how that... Oh, my brain. But, yeah, anyways, in conclusion, I guess it's perfectly fine for you to just, like, call the cops on your kids if they, you know, miss just, like, 90 minutes over the course of, like, 10 months of virtual learning. You know, it's a perfectly good idea. No, it's not. Please don't actually take that seriously. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below on what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. And, as always, this has been Sandy. Go have yourself a great day. I am going to rest my brain after reading this because, Jesus Christ.